All right, if everybody could be seated, we're going to start the awards ceremony. Thank you. My name is Bill Kirchick. I'm the immediate past president of NAEPC, and it's my pleasure to give the inaugural presentation of this award. The award is named after Robert E. Fox, who was a long-time dedicated member of the Nassau County Estate Planning Council in New York, and then the Marion County Estate Planning Council in Florida, which he joined upon his retirement from practice. Robert came to almost every single conference in recent years and was only held back because of health issues which would preclude him from attending. He was also a member of the NAEPC's Accredited Estate Planner Designation Committee and made many thoughtful comments and contributions. When Bob passed away a couple of years ago, he was so dedicated to NAEPC that he left us a bequest to the organization. The board of directors decided to honor this bequest by forming a committee to create a volunteer service award. This honor is intended to be offered to an individual in recognition of exceptional volunteer services to either their local council, their local community, or to NAEPC itself, or to all three. Ground rules were established in the selection process where, most importantly, the recipient must be of strong personal character and possess such reputation as to be considered a leader within the profession of estate planning, either locally or nationally, while embodying the ethical standards of the profession and disciplines represented within. To be considered for the award, one must provide service to a local estate planning council that reaches beyond the regular duties of a volunteer board or committee member, or participate in the development or expansion of services, education, or legislation in the fields of philanthropic planning, tax, insurance, financial planning, estate planning, or probate and trust law that have an impact on estate planning in the community at large, or engage in significant estate planning related activities within the community, or through exceptional service to NAEPC. This year, we received multiple nominations for the leadership of NAEPC's affiliated local councils, and I'd like to take a moment to recognize the following individuals for being nominated for their excellent council and community service. Charles A. Kerwood from Naples, Florida, Catherine Von Cohorn from Boston, Massachusetts, and Carol Bradford Worley from Los Angeles, California. Please join me in a round of applause for these individuals. This year's recipient clearly is exceptionally well qualified for this honor. To paraphrase from one nomination form, Rick is an active member, past president of the Nassau County Estate Planning Council, and a representative from that council to NAEPC. He has continued to actively participate in council and mentor others. 3 years ago, when the incoming president was unable to accept the position, he graciously agreed to step up as president to ensure that the council would continue to thrive. It was through his dedicated service and leadership that the Nassau County Estate Planning Council was able to grow membership and keep members engaged throughout the pandemic. Rick is never too busy to offer a helping hand in any of the council's various committees, and his wisdom is greatly appreciated. For the past 7 years, the Nassau County Estate Planning Council has had the honor of being awarded the Council of Excellence Award twice and the 5-Star Council 5 times. It is this year's medium-sized council recipient of the award for the 3rd time. It is without a doubt that it is Rick's unending dedication to the Nassau County Estate Planning Council that has been a guiding force in these outstanding achievements. but most of all to me, as your outgoing past president of NAEPC, is that Rick is a dedicated and devoted New York Islanders fan, a team that is dear to my heart. Therefore, please join me in congratulating and welcoming Rick Shalafo for the first recipient of this award. Come on up, Rick. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Okay.
All right, just a few words. Normally I take an hour, but I promised only to be 1 minute. Thank you, Bill, for your kind words. Appreciate it. You kind of misrepresented because you told me I was going to receive the Islander Fan of the Year award, which is why I came. So I am honored and humbled to receive this. Actually, a little overwhelmed because I knew Bob Fox. He was president of our council, Nassau County, many years ago. I joined back in 1997, joined the board in 99, became president in 06, and again in 2020 when I came back. But I would always see Bob at this conference, and I started coming here since, I think the first year was 2005. And we had a running joke between us. He would always thank me for not putting an asterisk next to his name on the list of past presidents. Asterisk meant deceased, and he thanked me for one more year for not putting that asterisk. I'm sorry to have to do it now, but he was a very, very nice man. I encourage everyone to become involved somehow in your council or continue to be involved in your council even after your term has expired. I've been involved now for 25 years, and it is probably the most rewarding personal and professional experience that I've had. I want to thank Bill and Elisa Piquel, our current president this year, for nominating me. Thank you, Peter Manzi, who's our vice president, for being here. Thank you to my wife for joining me this week. This is usually when you say all those hours you put in and you were never home, but she came here because she didn't believe I was getting an award. So, but all those hours and days and weeks that I've put in the last 25 years have been well worth it, especially to have an award in Bob's name. He held NAEPC, held a place in his heart for NAEPC. I do as well, and I'm going to continue working in his name going forward. And my last comment, and I don't want to jump the gun, but congratulations, Marty. Go Nassau. We're members of the same council, so that's why. So thank you again.
Did you want a picture? I want to ask one of my partners in crime to join me for this next award, Larry. This is one of my favorite parts of this conference, the presentation of the Hartman Axley Lifetime Service Award. The NAEPC Board of Directors created this award in 2004 to honor those who have been highly active in the estate planning community and crucial to the development of the association. If you have attended this conference before, you certainly know who Hart is and understand his passion, like Bob, for NAEPC. He has been a constant presence within the leadership of this organization since the 1960s. He is our historian, our colleague. He provides the board with balance, but most of all, he is our friend. He is all of our friend. All of us are his friends. Hart can't be with us this year in person. I don't know that he'll be able to join us in the future, but his spirit is always with us. Today, we are here to gather to honor the 2022 recipient of this award. Martin Shagman, I gotta call you Marty, as he is known by all of us. I'd like to ask you to join us as Larry now presents this award for you. Larry?
Some decades ago, imagine, when our respective beards were darker and our hearts were lighter, I followed the work of a young T&E attorney, and I thought his work was brilliant. He would take the most obscure trust subject and translate it into English. With the naivety of enthusiasm and youth, I called him, and he took my call. We talked, we connected. We met for breakfast at a little diner on Route 4 that unfortunately is no longer there. Yes. From that day until this, he's been a mentor, he's been a guide, he's been a resource, he has been a rock and a moral compass. Sometimes I've needed that. And most of all, and humbly I say, I'm honored to call him a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Marty Shankman.
This is a little surreal because when I'm listening to those comments, it's like, who's he talking about? But thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to just kind of go through the remarks that I prepared. So I'm honored, shocked, to receive the Hartman Axley Lifetime Service Award. The award was named in honor of Hartman Axley, who's been called the Heart, H-E-A-R-T, of NAEPC. There's two reasons why I've been so active in NAEPC, and for both of those reasons, I hope I can continue for many years to remain active. The first reason is the people. I've been involved, I am involved in a long list of organizations, charities, communal organizations, professional organizations. I've never met a nicer group of people, never. The primary reason I've been so involved is simple. It's why NAEPC refers to a key figure in its history, Hartman Axley, as the heart of NAEPC. I mean, what organization does that? The people in NAEPC, like Hartman, have heart. I've been and remain active in many community and professional organizations. I'm sorry I repeated, I went off script. But none have the heart that all of you do in NAEPC. NAEPC, on a local level and a national level, simply has been just an incredible number of motivated people who really care about the organization, about the principles of what we do, who care about each other and those they serve. Those involved in the committees on the national level are truly some of the most dedicated and sincere and caring people I've worked with anywhere on anything. And I just have to call out to the Bergen County Councils, both of them, where I was a member for most of my career for many decades, and my new home council, since we moved to New York, Nassau County. Go Nassau! Okay. Very, very quick thank you. It's important to thank all of those who have encouraged me and been so wonderful to work with. With NAEPC, though, the list is so long that I'd be really worried that if I start to list people, I'll leave so many out because there's just been so many wonderful people. So I'm going to just very quickly mention three. Eleanor is absolutely wonderful. With all my ridiculous, there's no one like her. I mean, I thought I was going to lose weight because I have such ridiculous dietary issues. I mean, I think I've gained weight here. Eleanor's unbelievable. She's gracious, she's helpful in every way to everybody for so many years. Two people, however, I just want to make a special thanks to that have not only been incredible mentors to me, but have shaped not only my career, but my life in so many profound ways. Sid Kess and Jonathan Blotmacher. So a sincere thank you to them and to so many of you that have been so helpful and supportive throughout the years. I also want to thank the councils. 16 years ago, my wife Patty was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Flying and vacationing became not only difficult, but almost impossible. So we tried to squeeze lemonade out of the lemon, and in short, what we did is we ended up buying an RV, it's not in here, but I've probably have demonstrated and relived every moment for Robin Williams' movie RV. But you'll have to have a few cocktails in me for me to tell you some of the worst of those stories. Every spring and summer, my wife and I, with our puppy, travel around the country by RV lecturing. Pre-COVID, and we're getting hopefully back to it now, this past year, and again, even more so next year, do about 10,000 miles a year around the country. Our mission has been to build awareness of planning for those living with chronic illness. Most of our lectures have been to estate planning councils. So these travels have given me an opportunity to speak with, I think, scores of councils, including many smaller ones, all over the country, even in many of the smaller cities. All the councils that we've spoke for have been incredibly accommodating, arranging for our travel needs, accommodating dietary restrictions. Eleanor managed to find, and at the time we had an Airstream, so the Airstream was 26 feet, the A-frame 4 feet, our diesel pickup truck like another 25 feet. We were like 60 feet long. She found a place to park that thing in downtown Cleveland. So thank you to all the many councils who have been so accommodating. To me, that's heart. And the second reason that I've been so passionate about NAEPC is the mission. And our mission is a simple one, but a profound one that can transform not only our professions, our respective professions, but our clients' lives. A team of multidisciplinary advisors who truly collaborate. I zealously believe that that is the only approach to achieving the best results for our clients. From analyzing and lecturing on many malpractice cases, I also believe that that approach is really what will not only help our clients, as I just said, but make practice safer for all of us. So I encourage all of you to make a concerted effort to involve every client's other advisors in all the planning and the implementation of a plan. 2 comments, forgive me, but they gave me the podium. Please, don't use the lame excuse, the client didn't want to pay for the whatever fill-in-the-blank professional to be involved. It's a lame excuse. Clients need to be educated. You can't do an estate plan without the wealth advisor, the insurance consultant, the attorney, the accountant. We all need to be involved. And the second, please, don't neglect to collaborate under the misguided assumption that somehow keeping those other advisors at bay is going to make you control the client or keep more billable hours or more money or more revenue. It doesn't. All of us, no matter what specialty, need to proactively educate clients as to how they will benefit from this collaborative approach and insist on it. If we all send that same message to our clients, they'll hear the message if we all do it. Second, and I'm almost done, the mission, I just comment on one point. I've had the privilege to be involved on the NAEPC board, really an incredible, remarkable group of people, and on many, many committees, but I will limit my comments to only one, the DEI committee. I'm grateful for all the consideration so many NAEPC councils have given to my wife and I because of her health issues. That's what DEI is about. Dealing with and accommodating health challenges is what DEI is about. We all have a responsibility to open up NAEPC, our respective professions, and our practices to everyone. It's simply the right thing to do. But for each of us individually and for our practices, gaining an understanding about other faiths, lifestyles, and cultures that are different than ours expands our horizons and exposes us to new ideas. That will enhance our knowledge, facilitate our growing our client base, increase the services that we offer, and I believe also make us more creative. More ideas makes us more creative. So whether it's by lecturing or writing on these topics, spending the time to understand and tailor planning to a particular client's needs, whatever they may be, hiring those who will add a new perspective to our practice, or any other step that's comfortable for each of us, and it'll be different for each of us can and should find ways that we are comfortable participating in this noble DEI endeavor. These steps will not only benefit our society and our practices, but each of us as human beings. I've had the wonderful opportunity to write and lecture on estate planning for a multitude of different faiths. I've done articles and lectures on Christian estate planning, Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Baha'i, Scientology, Latter-day Saint, and I think others. I've written and lectured on human aspects of estate planning, planning for clients with chronic illness, LGBTQ planning. I've recently done some pieces on powers of appointment to address the needs of Muslim clients, and LGBTQ clients, and more. A simple step we can all take is adding these kind of topics to the presentation agendas of our home councils. So my final wish, besides thanking all of you and the organization, is when you return home to your local councils, take the wonderful message of NAEPC back home. Thank you.